I'll be talking about 5 reasons why men cheat. I'm a man, and I can tell you from first instance that loving a woman can stop a man from cheating. Women believe that if you say you love me, you won't cheat on me. That is not true. The same goes for the woman. A woman who loves you deeply can cheat on you. I don't know why women may cheat. I'm not a woman, but I can tell you 5 good reasons why men cheat, or 5 major reasons why men cheat. Yeah, let's be frank with these things. There are up to 17 reasons, there are up to 20 reasons, but I'm trying to give you the major reasons why a man would cheat on his wife, on his partner, on his lover. And one of the reasons I'll point out here may not be among those reasons why men cheat, but that same reason can be a reason why a man will not cheat, because that is actually the only reason why a man will not cheat. So I'll be adding that major reason, and I'll be making it the first reason why a man will not cheat on the partner. The first reason why men cheat is a lack of reverence for the God they serve. Yes, if you see a man anywhere that does not cheat on the wife, find out it is the only reason why he may not be doing so, or one of the reasons why he may not be doing so, is the fact that I didn't want to say the only reason, because there are other reasons why a man may not cheat. Someone who is not used to cheating may not cheat on the wife. Someone who has never had the opportunity may not cheat on the wife. But for someone who has had the opportunity, who is used to doing it, but has stopped doing it, there is only one reason why he may not cheat: if he has reverence for his God. If you respect God and you are following his precepts in your life, you will understand why such men may not, such men who do respect God like you do, will not want to cheat on their wife. The fact that they don't cheat on their wife is not because they are perfect. It is not because they want to respect her. It is not because of any, it is just because they are obeying the principles of God. It's because they love God genuinely. It is because they are not hypocrites. It is because they feel that do unto your neighbor what you want your neighbor to do to you is an important commandment from God. Love your neighbor as yourself. So if a man truly loves God, if a man truly desires the love of God and loves God genuinely, he will not cheat on the wife. Same thing goes for when a man does not have reverence for his God. It- if a man does not even have respect for his God, I don't see why he should have respect for his wife. So cheating is a must, whether he knows how to do it before now, whether he doesn't. We'll come up to reasons why such a man will get into it shortly. So the first reason, when a man does not reverence his God, he's bound to cheat. Yeah. The second reason, sexual addiction. Some people may have the fear of God in them, some people may, yes, genuinely. But over the course of growing up, getting matured, being developed, getting experience, they have decided they've developed that relationship with God, but they are still battling with the addiction of sex. They have sexual addictions. I'm talking about people who can be with their wives and They can't stop wanting the other woman just on the other side of the road. They can't stop lusting after their secretary who is still at home and yet to come back to work on Monday. They're in their house and they're lusting over her. I'm talking about people who have been deeply eaten up by sexual addiction. That is one reason why a man will cheat. A man who has sexual addiction, who is so addicted to sex, if at any point the lover denies him or there is a distance barrier or something like that, he is likely to cheat. Sexual addiction is not in your control. It's a demon you have to deal with, and it's spiritual. It's a spiritual battle you have to deal with. So if you are sexually addicted, you might find yourself cheating, and if the man is not cheating, you might find the man going into masturbation. So sexual addiction is one demon that can lead to masturbation if care is not taken. Reverence for God, no respect for God, sorry, can cause a man to cheat. Sexual addiction. The next one is addiction. I'm not saying addicted to sex right now. We're talking about being addicted to either alcohol or hard drugs. When you're looking at a man cheating, most of the time it has nothing to do with the love for the wife or a loveless marriage. It has nothing to do with whether he respects God or not. It also has nothing to do with revenge, as people say. If you truly love someone, you want to revenge on that person. Yes, you want to go ahead and sleep with just anybody to get back at that person. Love does not hurt. So if you're truly loving somebody and you're hurting the person, that is lost. It's lost. You are it's a selfish love, and that is lost. So the third reason is addiction. You're addicted to alcohol, you're addicted to hard drugs, you see yourself uh, always in the habit of taking alcohol. You can't do without alcohol, and when you take it to stupor, you get drunk. People know you as, they might not know you as a drunkard, because when you exercise that privilege of your excesses, you mostly do it at night. You drive home back to your house, so it's only your family members that can actually tell if you are a drunkard. You get it now. A lot of people may not know you're a drunkard because you don't do it openly. You don't do it during the day. It's when you go out with the boys at night and you come back drunk. So at that point of being drunk, let's say you're in a bar, you're drunk. Perhaps you can't remember your way home, and you sleep off in the bar or whatever, or you're with friends. If those your friends are the kind that can go binge drinking afterwards, or just pick random girls on the street, for the fact that you're in your vehicle, they might not take you straight to your house. They can pay for a girl or whatever and drive you down to wherever they are going to and tell the girl to take care of you. Things like this happen every day. It could be a mistake in the office, but you are high, you are tipsy. It could be a mistake anywhere. It's possible a lady offered to assist you because she likes you, she wants you. You must not be picking random girls. A lady can just see you and you are drunk and soaked through and feel sympathy and say, okay, let me take this man home. Perhaps I can understand the reason why. But you forget that by the time you get home, after a while, alcohol is a bitch. After a while, you might discover that, okay, let's not even say after a while. Let's not say you get the alcohol cleansed from your eyes and something happens. Nothing may happen that night. If the woman is promiscuous, something may happen. But let's just assume that she's a good woman and nothing happened. Now you woke up in the morning in a woman's house, a strange woman's house. Are you saying nothing will happen afterwards? It might not be that same day, but you've actually opened. You said uh, do not break the edge, or the serpent might will bite. Do you know what that statement means? It means if you create an opportunity for attack, the serpent will bite you. So this is an opportunity for the enemy to attack you. Why? You've created a loophole for you to have feelings for a strange woman. She assisted you in your downtime. You must definitely feel a certain kind of feeling. It could be compassion, it could be feelings of gratitude, it could be feelings of lost if she has the assets that make you come on, if she has the assets that turn you on. It could be feelings of lust, it could be feelings of that she's more beautiful than your wife. So you've created an edge, a multiple armory of weapons that can hit you back. How? You go home, you explain, you finally tell your wife what happened, but leaving out the gray areas like how you slept in a woman's house. Oh, you got drunk and somehow somebody assisted you, a guy assisted you because you might not want to say it's a woman. Okay, now you've lied to your wife. Meaning you can always lie that you want to hang out with that man who assisted you that time. You want to have a drink with him. But you know it's a woman. So you discover that you have created another world of deceit that will eventually consume you, because definitely your next outing with that lady, you must get down. You can't deny that, except you realize yourself and you tell your wife the truth on that first day, which is not possible for most men to do. So, what am I saying? Alcohol, hard drugs, this can put you in situations that you can't explain and will make you cheat on your partner. It can happen anyhow. I just give you an illustration on how it's bound to happen. It may not happen that way. But as far as you get tipsy, get drunk, you are no longer in control of your actions. You are no longer in control of your actions. So, we talked about not having respect for God, sexual addiction, addictions. The next reason why men cheat. The next reason why men cheat is I've forgotten. Okay, I'm back. The next reason why men cheat is indiscipline. As a child growing up, you've always had this knack to disrespect people. You always have this knack to do against whatever your parents may have told you. And they have at every turn allowed you do that without a form of chastisement, a form of brutal force to let you know that you must obey as far as you are in their house. At every point in time in a girl's life or in a woman's life, there is a covering that should take care of that child. While you are in your father's house, that covering is that feeling that tells you you can't do what you like. You have to conform to the rules of the leader of the house. And that covering can only work if the leader of the house is not an indisciplined person that would look at your excesses and just overlook. He has to be stern. He has to be a strong person. So if the leader is not leading well, rightly, his subjects will actually go the wrong way, and it will finally come to play out in the future of the subjects. What am I saying? If your parents are not disciplined, definitely you will never be disciplined in areas that matter. Yes, even that disciplined man is indisciplined. somewhere. He might be disciplined in training you, wanting you to wake up early, wanting you to face your studies, wanting you to go out when necessary and not at odd hours. But he may really not be disciplined in some areas, which you may not see as a child. But if he's doing his duties in those areas that matter, you can grow up as a disciplined person. How do you really know a disciplined person? If you put children in a room as a teacher, you put children in a room, it's easy to know a child who is disciplined. When you tell that child, sit down there, he remains there for a while. He will never leave. While he's seated there, you see children leaving, jumping, and you just fall and like this particular child. People will know why you love him. In the same vein, a man who is not disciplined can get to that point in his life where he does not listen to anybody because every time he has disobeyed someone, he has either been elevated to the next stage of his life and he feels whatever you have to say to him does not matter. Things like this can happen when children are allowed to grow on their own without parental guidance. When a child gets to a point where he feels his parents are not doing the right thing for him. In fact, it gets to a point where parents mess up big time. As parents, if you don't love your child, you don't show him the care that he deserves, you may lose that child. Not because the child wants to be indisciplined, but because the child, you don't really care for that child. The child now is seeing you as a stumbling block to the next stage of his life and may disobey you. So, most times, disciplining the child can turn to wickedness when you are not really caring for that child, but every time you're shouting and beating up the child just because you feel the child is a stumbling block to your own happiness, or because you feel the child is the father deserted you or the mother deserted you, whatever. If you transfer the aggression to such a child, it can happen that the child at one time or the other would want to leave you, knowing that you do not really love them. And if it gets to that stage and the child starts growing on its own, he has that mindset or she has that mindset that anybody trying to tell her what to do is trying to lord it over her or him. And in such a situation, you cannot control your partner if your partner is someone from such a background, because anytime you tell her that she should be faithful to you, you don't really need to tell your partner that they should be faithful to you. But anytime you go towards arguing towards that line, you definitely have to see it in them. They might not answer you, but to reply that statement, they might cheat on you because they don't want people to tell them what they should do. They are highly indisciplined, highly careless when it comes to people telling them what they should do, irrespective of who is telling them. As far as it's an opinion from the outside, they don't want to hear it. So for such people, they can cheat on their partners because even the mere fact that you have said they shouldn't, you are expecting them not to cheat on you means you've told them to cheat on you. They don't want to listen to what you have to say. They don't want to listen to what you have to say. So, no respect for God, no sexual addictions, indiscipline. The last one. The last one is somehow connected to addiction, but it's different. Being addicted to alcohol can happen even without peer influence. You like alcohol, you like alcohol. It can happen without peer influence. But this last one now, I'm talking about peer influence. A man may have respect for God. A man may not have a sexual addiction. He might not be addicted to alcohol or hard drugs. He may also be disciplined. But there's this saying that goes with that says, "Show me your friend, and I will tell you who you are." That saying remains true. It has been true, it is true today, and it will remain true. You can't be hanging out with thieves and you won't be a thief. You can't be hanging out with cheats and you won't be a cheat. So, the fifth reason why men can cheat on their wives, their spouses, their girlfriends, their lovers is because of peer influence. Peer influence does not care if you have a strong identity as a man or woman. Peer influence does not care if you are disciplined. Peer influence does not care if you love your God deeply. Because there's always a crossroad where you have to decide to do like your friends or leave the pack. That is the crossroad where you are tested. And that test is God testing you to see if what you're actually doing, you're enjoying it and waiting for the evil day, or you hate it and you're trying to change your friends. So your decision at that point in time will tell God what God really wants to know. Yes, you're hanging out with them, and every time they tell you, let's go, and you tell them, you know, this thing is not good. You know, this thing is not good. Yes, you keep hanging out with them. You don't want to do what they are doing. For others, you're hanging out with them. You do some of what they are doing, but not all. You guys both part of the coin to come to a crossroad where you have to go all the mile or decide to just pull out of the pack. Because for every vice being done by a peer group, there is always an upgrade. There is always an upgrade. If they were used to just taking random girls, it will get to a point where one will upgrade to take going out with sugar mummies, and that may be just not you. So at that particular point, they can tell you you can't drink with us no more, you can't do this no more if you don't do this. You have to do this now to show you're part of us. So at that point in time, if you have been good to your wife, you've been good to your partner, you really have nothing to say when it's time for you to go the other way with your friends. The only thing that can save you is when you really have find no benefits. But I doubt I can tell you a thing or two about peer influence. Before they will bring you to that crossroad and tell you to decide what you want, you must have been benefiting from them for so long. Either through business contracts or whatever, business connections and what have you. They are your friends. So definitely one connection or the other must come from them. So the issue is you made the wrong friends from the beginning. You would have switched a long time ago. You would have pulled out from that pack a long time ago and may have attached yourself to another pack who may have recognized your goodness, your good deeds, your vices, which were not so bad, but which you were trying to stop, and maybe have helped you stop most of them. But you decided to continue with this pack because you felt you were benefiting a lot from them. So now it's time to prove that you really want to continue with that pack. So it's either you do what they are doing and cheat on your wife, or you decide to stay on your own and allow God take care of you. So most of the time, the decisions that are made is the fact that such an individual will move with the pack. Peer influence has taken control. So he has cheated then. He's now a cheat just because a friend, and there's one thing about vices. If you taste it once, that's enough. You can't stop. You get addicted because you have this feeling that you have done it. You got away with it. You can keep going away with it. So it doesn't matter anymore, and you just keep doing the shit that you've been doing until catastrophe hits. So, for those out there who are still wondering why their men would cheat, I hope I have been able to assuage your fears. I've been able to help you get a grasp on what is happening in your homes. For most of these things that happen, you can help out as a woman. If your husband is addicted to alcohol, why don't you buy alcohol in the house and drink with your husband? For the time being, till God can arrest him. Yes, it can be done. If he wants to go out, tell him you like to sponsor the trip and go out with him, drink with him, and bring him back home. If you know he does not have respect for God, you as a woman develop a personal relationship with your God. God will arrest him at the appropriate time. If you know he's not disciplined, same thing will apply. God can arrest him. You cannot change a man by yourself. No woman can. Go on your knees and pray. The God who made him has his spare parts and will replace those spare parts when he hears from you. If you take it by force, the problem will linger and the problem will frustrate you and the problem will cause him to start beating you up. I pray this meets you well and changes a lot of things in your family. In the mighty name of Jesus. Have a nice and lovely day.